All right, y'all. Hey, welcome. You are now entering beyond the veil. There are no secrets here. I am Adina, your guardian guide. Welcome. So, how are you guys? I know that you are well. Not hope. I know. Y'all, I love my torch. Torch, shut up before I... What you said? What you said? So, where do we begin? Oh, I'm going to read Kenneka Jenkins today. This is a subscriber request. I have never, ever read her before. And so when someone requested it, I said, okay, I'll put that on my list because I already have a list of people that I plan to read. And I told myself that on Mondays, I would dedicate readings on Mondays to the spirits, cold case, soft case, questionable cases. We all know that Kenneka Jenkins' case has been settled with her family. Especially most recently, I think her mom got like a $30 million settlement. So someone asked me to read this, and I'm going to read it. And I'm just going to jump in, you guys. I would like to Florida water my hands again real quick. I like to wave this incense over my cards real quick. Kenneka Jenkins. 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 Talk to me, Kenneka Jenkins. Talk to me. Why are you no longer here with us, Kenneka Jenkins, in the flesh? Why are you no longer amongst the land of the living in the flesh? Kenneka Jenkins, why? Why are you no longer here with us, Kenneka Jenkins? I'm not here because I was killed. Now, why was I killed is the better question. Kenneka Jenkins, why were you killed? Kenneka Jenkins, why were you killed? Will you tell me through these cards? Will you tell me why you were killed? All right. Now, I see Kenneka being sitting on the bed in the hotel room. I hear people in the bathroom having sex, allegedly. I see people on the bed next to her preparing to have sex. I see two guys, one girl. I see both of their penises out, allegedly. I see one girl giving oral pleasures to both young men. I hear music. I see smoke, just like this incense. I see bottles, you know, like a party going on, but this, in my mind, is an orgy. I see Kenneka here sitting on the bed. There's a guy next to her. I see him rubbing his hand on her leg. And for some reason, I don't know why she's here in this scenario, but I feel like I don't want to do this no more. I don't want to do this. I don't want to do this. Allegedly. Challenging her, though, is not just outright saying, I don't want to do this. And there was something that she saw going on, saw or heard going on, that unsettled her. I think it's because she wasn't performing the way it was expected of her to perform, because she was there. And since she was there, it was expected of her to perform a certain way. And she wasn't performing in that way. She didn't want to do it. I get the impression that she didn't even want to be there anymore. But I hear it was so many killers, so many goons in that room. All the N-words, and that was killers. All the N-words, and that was goons. I don't know if there was money exchanged. I hope you guys can still hear me. In order for Kenneka to be present in that room and for her to be participating in some of the activities that were going on, I don't know yet, but I think because she didn't really want to be there in that environment, in that setting anymore, I think that she could have possibly overheard whispers about her amongst the group being the only one not down with the get down, when I think it was expected of her to be down with the get down, whatever the get down is. Kenneka was also really, really drunk, because I just got nauseous. I actually want to put out this incense because the smell of it is making me want to throw up suddenly, like as if I was drunk, and just certain smells, certain foods, just, you know, super drunk, super drunk. Recent past, I think that Kenneka was concerned because first of all, look at all these swords. This is the position. Kenneka was surrounded by young men and women who I think, now this isn't the 5 of Wands, so if it were, I would say that we're gang affiliated, allegedly, but I think a lot of the guys there had bodies on them. And so these weren't just, you know, some square guys who were gonna let certain things slide easily. I think that someone did approach Kenneka in a romantic way. This doesn't make me feel like the rest of the people here. I feel like I would have got the Knight of Swords if that were the case, because every card I have so far is a sword. This environment, though, makes me feel like she walked out of the room because suddenly my senses are cleared. Now, that could be because I put the incense out, but for some reason she walked out of the room. That fresh air outside of the smoke, you know, the fog of the room made her feel a little better. I don't know if she walked out to kind of sober up a little bit or feel better. This person, though, is a little bit different. This person is a little bit more soft and tender with her. as if they wanted to offer help. Maybe I'll take you to get some water. I'll show you where you can get something to drink or something. I don't know. As above. The problem is Kenneka was there because she was paid to be there, allegedly. Actually, this should be this way. Kenneka was there because she was paid to be there at that hotel room, allegedly. I started off by saying I wasn't sure if there was money exchange in order for her to be in that environment. In her crowning position, I believe it was. I believe this possibly could have been her first time doing whatever she was doing, to have been there in that room. Possibly she could have done it before. However, this was a crowd of girls that either Kenneka was already thinking about, a crowd of people. This was either a crowd of people, and these were her friends. I'm now speaking about her friends. They were either people that Kenneka had already started feeling like she wanted to leave in the past, or she should have. Now, because it's in her below position, because it's even here, I'm going to say that Kenneka took this opportunity with these girls, but Kenneka had already left this crew and their lifestyle in the past. For some reason, she had her mind set on growth, forward movement. This could have possibly been her last hoorah with them in her mind. Advice, current action, position. I would like to say that this is the Two of Pentacles reverse. Give me 1 second, because she could have been picked up. She could have taken something, but no, that would have been a cup to me. That would have been a cup. However, somebody did offer her something, approach her with something. I don't know. Give me a second. External energy. Something didn't go as planned. Now, there's no other way to say the world in reverse as something didn't go as planned. And because this is the World card, I get the public's inclusion to her death. What the public was presented about the circumstances surround Kenneka's death. For one, I would like to say allegedly they're not inherently true. And secondly, I would like to say that there was some kind of cover-up that was attempted to be made, either involving her death directly or involving the aftermath of her death. Because there was a plan in motion. Something was supposed to go successfully. Something did not. Hopes and fears. Kenneka wanted to sober up. She left the room because she wanted to sober up a little bit, a lot of it. And obviously the outcome was her death. However, me thinks that everybody involved is involved in some kind of way that night. Every single body that we've ever heard of that was there, that was connected, there was some kind of a circus, a show put on surrounding Kenneka's death. And everybody that was introduced to the media was a character in this show, in this circus. They were all involved in some way, intentionally. Whether it was with her death directly, or whether it was the circumstances after her death, allegedly. On the bottom of the deck, though, the death in reverse, this gives me Kenneka's death could have been avoided. She didn't have to die, but she was locked into that freezer. I get the impression she was put in there while she was still alive. Someone was afraid of being caught for something that they did. And me think the real culprit has never been named publicly, which is why there was such a big show and circus. Now, why she was put in there while she was alive, I don't know yet. I just see that on the bottom because I see that her death could have been prevented, but she was trapped. Now, I don't know if someone said, follow me, I'll show you where something is. And she walked in there and they were pretending as if they were walking in there behind her. But as she walked in, she was locked in and left there. I see that in my mind. I see her banging on that door for hours. All right, Nine of Swords, Kenneka. Whatever Kenneka was doing in that room, she didn't want to go through with it. She did not want to go all the way through with it. Me thinks it's something sexual. Me think that there was some kind of orgy situation allegedly going on in there. But in my mind, I hear gang initiation, because I said if I saw the Five of Wands, I would think that there was a gang. This is the Six of Wands in reverse. This person is riding on a horse carrying their own wand, but behind them is the Five of Wands. I think that this was an initiation to a gang that Kenneka didn't want to go through. I think this was a sexed-in situation. Not jumped in, but a sexed-in situation, allegedly. I get the impression that something was promised to Kenneka if she went through with this. Me thinks she was told that she could be some kind of celebrity. I think that Kenneka could have been prepared or told that if she did this, she would be a rapper or an influencer, somebody's baby mama's important, somebody like that. This is a fame. And that was in her present position, not any of her death positions after all was said and done. She didn't want to go through with something anymore. I think she was joining a gang that had ties to the industry in some way. And she thought that by joining them, she could possibly get on. Methinks that when Kenneka got in the room, when she got the opportunity, it's something that she thought she wanted, but being in that room, she realized she didn't want to go through with it. She changed her mind at the last minute because of what she saw going on in there. Now, refusing to do so, there is someone very powerful. This isn't anyone that was in this room. This is someone that they all would have. This is the boss that you answer to that answers to the boss. I think this is the person who the gang itself answers to. This is a businessman. This is the man who connects the business world to the gang world. For whatever reason, what was going on in that room, if Kenneka didn't decide to not participate at that time, by the time she got in there, after everything that she had to do to go through to get that opportunity to be even considered to be initiated in, allegedly, there's no way that she could be allowed to leave that room or leave that hotel that night and have the opportunity to speak on this gang being affiliated, I believe, allegedly, with the music industry. Because everybody in that room worked up to the point to get to being in that room. All the girls in there. And so all the girls knew what was going to go down in that room. And everybody in there was throwing them back. I see drugs, I see alcohol, I see penises, I see trains being ran. I see it was Kenneka's turn, you know, but she didn't want to do it. And the thing about this, I think why it's such a show and a circus is because this hotel knows whoever the powerful man or people or entity is that's affiliated with having gangs be a part of the music industry in some way. They also have a deal, a connection with the hotel, that their initiations and their rituals and whatever else they do to produce people to be a part of the industry, the hotel is in on it, which is why this was such a circus, a show, why everybody that was involved in some kind of way, because this is bigger. This is bigger. Kenneka thought some kind of way that she was going to be in the industry. I'm going to look at this sun card that makes me think that. Kenneka had to take several sexual transactions allegedly at one time if she wanted to be in the industry. If you said no, well, I would say that because this was a secret initiation. Like I said, in order to be famous, in order to be famous, she had to participate in this orgy that is like a secret initiation into the industry. There's also something about the gang culture that is ritualistic, it feels like, for the high priestess to have shown up. There's a lot of cards that could have shown up. I get the impression that Kenneka ended up being a she ended up, I don't know if it was intended for her to be a sacrifice, but I just get sacrificial energy in here. Simply because I definitely think this was some kind of a gang-affiliated initiation, not just into the gang, but into the music industry. And this gang is also a part of, in some kind of way, the music industry, the celebrity world. And I think this is a thing. I hear Chicago and New York specifically. This is a thing. What's behind this high priestess and this ace of swords in reverse? I think that there were other things that were going on in that room that she saw, she participated in. Had she left, she can never speak about, because it involved secrets behind the music industry and how people get put on, how it's not just coincidental that people end up in the music industry these days. I think that they start out, I think that a lot of these people are made celebrities because of their street affiliations. Now, why? I don't know. I have no idea. But I get that a lot of celebrities nowadays are celebrities because they were gang members or they joined gangs that they knew were affiliated with the industry and they wanted to get put on. I think all the girls in that room that day were there for the same reason. Now, some of these girls, had this not been an unsuccessful attempt, some of these girls could have ended up rappers. Some of these girls could have ended up rappers' babies' mamas. Some of these girls could have ended up your next favorite influencers, because they are not chosen randomly. They are not made randomly or by accident. They're made by design. Makes me question how a lot of these girls, a lot of these random influencers, especially the ones from Chicago and New York and stuff, how they really became parts of the industry that they are. Page of Swords reverse. What was going on challenging you? The Queen of Swords. There was a girl there that was kind of the ringleader. She was in charge of the girls. Did she work at the hotel? The girl who worked at the hotel or was affiliated with the hotel. I see a woman, a girl. It seems like she's an employee. Was an employee, is an employee. She knows the things. She knows the things. I see her making a phone call to someone at the front desk, maybe. Staff, possibly. Because here she is. Here he is. These are two people that are in cahoots with each other, with the plans of this night. So Kenneka's death, nothing in here gives me accidental death and then cover up. This gives me planned from the beginning. And like I said, it had to have been because this was an industry and gang initiation that night. There was a girl in charge of the girls. There was a guy also in charge of getting everything together. They organized this together. Now, why she? I think she called whomever and said that Kenneka wasn't doing what she was supposed to do. She wasn't having sex that night. She wasn't having sex with anybody, and she wasn't going to go through with it. One of the girls that was with her, I don't know. I think I've heard that a friend of hers worked at the hotel maybe, or used to. But this girl was the one who called and said, one of the girls here ain't putting out like she's supposed to. She ain't doing nothing. She acting like she's scared. She could possibly leave and tell. Just because she got in here and got scared, didn't want to go through it while everybody else was going through with the things. And Kenneka didn't. She was a concern for that reason. She ain't got it in her to be doing this stuff. She's weak. She gonna be the one to get out and tell. Recent past. Kenneka felt trapped in that room and felt like she had to go through with things. For some reason, I get even when she was in that hotel room, she was a little bit afraid for her life because of the people who were in there. For some reason, Kenneka knew that she was in a precarious situation. Kenneka knew what she was getting herself into. I'm sorry to say, but she was in there because she wanted to be discovered. This was a part of the plan. Look, this is the card. The sun and the star. Kenneka wanted, they had done other things in order to work themselves up to being that room. To go from a nobody to become a somebody. That's what they were doing in that room. But when she got in there, something about it, and then she was like, I don't want to go through with this, but I kind of got to go along for right now, because if I just come out and say I don't want to do anything, I think she was doing things to make herself look like she was down. She was doing the drinking. She was doing the smoking. She might have did some other party favors. She might have kissed and touched and did a few things. But when it came down to her turn to do the things, to really, really, really show what you about, I think that happened. And then she suddenly came up with something like, I don't know, I'll be right back. Let me go get some water. But she didn't want to go through her part. As soon as she left the room and said that, somebody got on the phone. Because nah, you're not finna let everybody else go through it, go through it, the things, and then say you need some water, you'll be right back. And they know. But it's just like, as soon as she walked out that door, hey, yo, we got somebody in here that ain't really down. We got somebody in here that ain't really down. All right. What is this Knight of Cups in your near future, Kenneka? Hold on, you guys. All right. I hope you guys can hear me, because people say they can't hear me when I have my phone in this phone holder. So I hope you guys can hear this whole reading that I did. Anyways, I was looking into the Knight of Cups upright. I see her walking out of that room because of that phone call that was made. I see they were not going to let her get away. I think that maybe somebody thought that when Kenneka said she needed to go and get something to drink or something like that, she was really trying to get away. She was really trying to leave because they could see that she didn't want to go through with whatever she was supposed to, which is why when she walked out of that room, somebody made a phone call. I see she was intercepted. Hey, let me help you. Follow me. Someone told Kenneka that they would take her to where she can get something to drink. Me thinks that someone did give her something to drink. Let me help you sober up. Drink this. And she did, because she really did need to sober up. She was in there doing drugs and alcohol. However, somebody gave her something in that drink, because I see her collapsing and I see them picking her up. I see the world in reverse. This is what I'm looking to now. Something that went wrong in the external energy in the external energy surrounding this case. Now, I see that there was an agreement to pay the mother, but why is the moon in reverse? Now, did they pay her in order for her silence? Because of something that she knew. I think that someone may know something about her attempt to leave the hotel, leave that day, and not being able to. I think that maybe that would have been discovered in the case, that Kenneka left the room because she wanted to leave what she was going through. Someone called from in the room with her. One of her friends called one of the staff from the hotel to keep her from leaving. I think that that's why her mother was possibly paid so hefty, because that was uncovered. I believe the plot was foiled. I think that this could be something that goes on at this hotel, or there are a lot of things that go on in this hotel that usually go smoothly. This wasn't one of them. They paid her a lot of money in order to keep other things from coming to light. There was somebody who did not want to be named or involved if people kept. Now, this isn't anybody that you'll just find if you dig around, because this is somebody that's behind a shell company, that's behind a shell company, that's behind a shell company. Somebody that's behind the hotel, that finances the hotel, that finances the people that finance the hotel. Something like this. There's somebody behind money and business dealings with the hotel and the entertainment industry, specifically the music industry. This is why the mother was paid so handsomely. See, I see she was brought back. I get she was maybe almost all the way out of the hotel before she was intercepted. Now, I do see the mother allegedly agreeing as well. Kind of like saying, if y'all want me to go along with this story, then you have to pay me to go along with this. You're going to have to pay me to go along with your plan of being silent about what happened to my child. Because I know that this was arranged by somebody bigger, more powerful. And her friends weren't, it wasn't just one of her friends took her life or something like that, that it was arranged by a magician. 10 of Cups as the final outcome. The reason why I say that everybody involved was involved is because she wasn't, I see she was brought back. Maybe Kenneka did actually make it out to the lobby or something, maybe out of the doors and was brought back. Because I keep getting the energy of not being allowed to leave and being brought back, almost on the brink of escape. Almost being carried back in after she collapsed. Someone made the order to not let her get away. Do not let her go. That's what I hear them saying. Don't let her go. It's like somebody had her and then called and asked, what do we do? Don't let her go. It's like we can work everything out. We might have lost some money behind this. We might have to pay a large amount of money because people are talking or gonna talk. But don't let her go. We can fix it. Put her in the freezer and leave her there, is what I hear, allegedly. Because there was someone who said, I'm going to take care of everything. Just don't talk. Nobody talk. Just keep your story as is. Don't talk to the police. Everything's going to be taken care of. Everything's going to be taken care of by someone more powerful in charge of the whole operation. And I say operation because I get that that's what this was. Kenneka Jenkins, thank you so much for speaking here today with me and my subscribers. I release you in peace, my love. May your transition be smooth. May you receive healing, comfort, rest, in your own form of justice. If you desire it, may God grant it to you. May God grant you the desires of your heart for what happened to you. Ashe. And that is my Kenneka Jenkins reading, you guys. Have a good one.